Alright, let's check out the third method, sending the file to Illustrator so you can embed the images or outline them. I use the white arrow to select the image, then I go to the window menu. Simple enough. And here, if I have multiple images, I can manage them all in the description panel, and I can select them all and choose to click this icon. Let's do it together and see what happens. Alright, now I'll go here to if you have a group of images. I just tell it OK. Now, since the file has layers, it gives you the option to convert layers to objects if you want to keep them separate, or you can choose flatten, which merges the layers for you. I usually prefer to flatten everything. This way you avoid dealing with Photoshop layers entirely, and it just becomes a single piece for you in Illustrator. Now the image is embedded. What does embedded mean? It means the image is no longer linked to Photoshop. Remember earlier when we did packages and it created links so that when you open the file on another computer, the links would be there for the image? Now the image. It's like you have a box in Illustrator so you can open it, meaning you save the file as, let's say, a single file without any links or fonts. Okay, so that was how to embed the image. Now, for the fonts, I want to create outlines for them, just like the first method. I go to Type and select Create Outlines. Now, my file is free of any fonts and any images. And now anyone can open it on their computer as an Illustrator file. So if you do save as, okay, and we save it here, I have the name as 51. Let's make it, for example, 52. Here, I explained in a video on the channel how you can export the print file for all versions of Illustrator, whether it's Illustrator CC 15, Illustrator 17, 18, 19, or even the older versions. So, if the print shop is working with CS6, CS6, CS5, or other older versions, yeah, CS5 was released back in 2010. And surprisingly, some print shops are still working with it even now. In this way, and honestly, I don't really recommend it, like you have your Illustrator file in 2020 and then you go and save it as CS5. But we'll go along with whatever they ask for, of course. Here, this legacy option means you're exporting it for all CC versions. Personally, I always prefer that if you're working on the latest version of Illustrator, for example, someone else might not have exactly the same version as you do, such as CC21 or CC20, so you should choose the Legacy option, which ensures that your file can be opened in any version of Illustrator. Okay, and then I simply click OK here, and now it's saving the file. Alright, now let's see, but you need to make sure that the Illustrator file or the Illustrator file size has gotten bigger. For example, before you embedded the font or did Create Outline for the font, its size might have been 5 megabytes, but now you might find it's 500 megabytes. You might find it's 200 megabytes because the image is now inside. The image is now counted as part of Illustrator or linked to Illustrator. It's no longer just linked to Photoshop. The image itself is now inside the Illustrator app. Yeah, here it's saving. It's at 30%, almost there. Let's wait until the save is finished. Then we'll see what the file size is, or we'll open it and see that it doesn't need any links or fonts anymore. Okay, I'm at 100%. Okay. Now let's close it and go to the desktop and then to the folder I created for this lesson. It was called 52. Do you see? This was its size with the links. Let me double check the file size real quick. Yeah, after we exported it, the final size came out to around 65 megabytes, which is actually pretty reasonable for print. Make sure to review your design carefully. Giving it one final check is always important before sending it to print. What do I mean? I need to confirm that the image is embedded. If I click on it, nothing will show up for me. Usually, there would be a blue X mark here, indicating that this image is linked to Photoshop. You can choose to unembed it, which is another topic, but right now, the image is already embedded. It will open on any computer. The next font I have has been converted to curves and outlined like this, so it will open on any computer, whether at the print shop or for anyone else. Okay, what we mentioned. There are 3 methods. The first one is the PDF method, which I always prefer. Then there's the package method, which you use if someone asks you for the InDesign file or the source file, so you can send it along with the links and the fonts that were used. And the third method, which we just saw, is where you don't link anything in Illustrator. In other words, everything is embedded inside the Illustrator file, including images and fonts. That way, it will open on any computer, whether it's at a print shop or for anyone you're sending the file to. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope everyone benefits from this explanation. Thank you!